This is a video of speculation and discovery. We look for spiritual peace. I don't even want to be mad at anybody. What happens? Why does it happen anyway? My name is Dan Paulson. Welcome to the video. Now, I come from a place where there was a lot of anger, and you work through that stuff in life, and you keep working through it. And I'm still kind of sometimes I'm still quick to anger, but there are things sometimes that processes that go through your mind sometimes that are like these retaliatory processes. And let me describe what I'm talking about. I'll just give you a real life situation. This happened to me recently, and this is what got me really thinking about it. It's really hot out. I ride my bike. It's an e-bike. Because it's so hot, I need a little bit of boost out there. Riding the mountain bike when it's this hot, going that slow, it's not, I won't do it. But with the e-bike, it's less effort and you get some good airflow. So, but I'm out there when you're doing it. I've got this canal road out here. It's a ditch road, a gravel road that runs along the canal. And a lot of people use that. It's kind of a, you're not supposed to, but if you're out there and you're not in the way, and the landowner, that it's actually taken from the landowner. They have to give up the right of way, almost like railroad tracks or something. So they can always tell you, I don't want you walking across that. Most people don't. Only a few do. And some people do it because obviously, people go out there, jog, bicycle, walk the dog, horses, things like that. It's okay. But it rains and people get out there and jump up there with their ATVs and UTVs and trucks and rut it up. That's when people go, that's it. Stay off, get out. So there's always people that ruin it for the people that aren't bad. But I ride out, and I've been going out to this one place, a turnaround point and back. It's a 20-mile out and back ride that I've been doing for, 10 years. Maybe 20 or 30 times a year is all. I ride other places too. It's not a routine thing, but I've done that. Okay, so to ride on this dirt road, it's following the irrigation canal that's used in the farmland, but it continues to cross roads along the way. So when you get to roads, you check and you pass it. I'm pretty rural out here. If there's a car coming, you can hear it. So it's pretty quiet. So, but from time to time, you're going off one person's property, cross the road, and then going on to another person's property. But you're staying along that canal road, and it is private property. Sometimes people put signs up that tell you don't go there, and if they're not there, it's generally thought of then they're open. You can see. As I ride along, I see bicycle tracks, horse tracks, foot tracks. You see that other people are using it. You're not the only one out there. I figured I better add this in just in case anybody asks. I live in a place where those irrigation canals are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of miles all over the place. And there are some that are very taboo. They're gated and things like that. You don't go there. There's other ones that get out rural that are more open, that people are more receptive to you using. I never, ever go through a closed gate. Never. Only if they're open. And if the gate is open, but there's a sign up that says stay out, I'll go around. You just dive off it and ride around that property. It's a simple fix. All they do is if they don't want you on there, they'll let you know. Typically though, typically you just kind of treat it as an open invitation if that's not the case. But this is a routine thing. It's a place where there isn't anywhere else to walk. There isn't any green belt or anything like that. It's kind of a desert place, and it's about the only place where you can go out and walk and not be just along a narrow road with no sidewalks or anything. So anyway, the other day I'm coming off this one property and coming up and approaching where you cross the road. And this lady suddenly, she had it timed out. Just as I'm coming up and approaching it, she jumped right in there and blocked me so that I couldn't get up onto the road. Of course, it's at once kind of aggressive because it's very quickly coming in and whap, break right there. Just as I'm coming in, it was timed like, whoa, she's in a pickup truck and I see that there's two ladies in the truck sitting side by side. And I know she wants to talk. So I kind of creep up, beside and yes. She doesn't get out. There's two of them in there. They're older. And I'm like up along the edge. I could squeeze by here, but obviously I can see she's stopping me for something. So I stop and yes. And she's yelling at me saying, you know what? My daughter told you to stay off of here. What are you doing back? And I was like, ma'am, have not talked to anybody. I write here all the time. No one's ever said anything to me. If you don't want me here, I won't come back. She says, you're lying to me. My daughter told you. And at that point, I'm like, uh-oh. And this is the scary part. I'm looking in her pic. I can see both of them in there. And the lady that is in the other side looks like maybe her sister or something. They're both about, I don't know, in their 60s. But she's got her hand in her lap, and there's a blanket over her lap. It's 100 degrees out. She's got her hand under the blanket and another hand holding the blanket. And I look down there and I go, she's holding a gun between her legs. She's riding shotgun. And I was so intimidated. I was like almost starting to shake. It's like, I got to get out of here. I just told her, ma'am, you got the wrong person. I will not be back. And I went past her, just went by the edge, almost went into the irrigation canal and got up on the road and just took off. And I was like shaking. I was like, boy, that scared me. I'm an old guy out here in shorts riding a bicycle on the road. That was so intimidating. Later, I'm thinking to myself, boy, what I should have done. Boy, if I had this. Boy, if I went back. And you're going through that, and I think to myself, why am I doing that? Let it go. Don't go back. But I find myself doing it, and you're going, okay, what is going wrong? So what? So what? Let it go. Maybe I should have done this. Let it go. Yeah, okay. Boy, if it happens again, let it go. You're stuck. It's like, what the hell is going on? How come if I say let it go, it doesn't go? Now, if you watch my videos, you know that I really analyze things. So I've really studied what it is to heal, what it is to forgive. Forgiveness is a tough thing. At some point, you're supposed to forgive, and you go, okay, I forgive them, but you don't really. You still think about it inside and go, yeah, I forgive them. I don't ever want to see it. Don't have them around. The forgiveness really isn't there. The hurt is still in there. The thing is that what I've learned is that there is something that happened, a situation between you and somebody else, and the perception that is in place because of that. And that is that perception, the continual perception, that keeps things in the emotional state that they are. That in order to really to do a healing, what you're looking at is that perception right there, a mental perception. If you can change the mental perception, the forgiveness happens automatically. You're not trying to forgive that person so that you feel better. If you see what the issue is and it's the way you're perceiving things, if you change your perceptions, you're healed. And the other person is off the hook by default. That's the proper way to do it. So I try to apply that here and think, what is it driving from a deeper level? And at some point you realize, you know what's happening? This is actually an evolved process that is really, really intense. It's a part of survival that is in place. And I think if we understand it, we can interact with it better. Because I think, why would this be an advantage to me to be this way? If it isn't now, but I can't control it, where's it coming from? I can't think of anything in my life that I have to resolve to let this go. This is something that's just happening. You know, if somebody blasts a horn behind me, I'm going to jump every freaking time because that's the way I am. I don't get used to it. Okay? There's certain things that are just automatic, and this is one of those. And you go, why? Why? And then you imagine it's 2 million years ago, and you're on the savannah or someplace, wherever your group is. You are living not like we are now. We're out in the open. Things eat us. We have a lot of fear. Things come after your family. You run. You watch somebody not make it. They got eaten. They got taken. The rest of you got away because the slow one got caught. Yeah, right there. They got eaten again. And you know what you need to do? You need to figure out what the hell you're going to do. You're going to process what happens when that comes up again. This is a danger. This is going to take us out. What do I need to do? You're going to wire this in, what to do, how to be ready, what to do next time. Next time I'm going to do this. You look at that and go, that's actually a very important thing to have in place, except that it isn't in control. It would still be something that's necessary if somebody does actually hurt you and you need to be prepared. That's exactly what you would do to figure out what to do to be prepared. We live in different times. But okay, so I just wanted to say that. To me, what I realized then is I'm going through this and I'm remembering that as I catch myself going, let's see what happens if oh boy, next time if it happens, what I should have done was, I suddenly remember this, and suddenly it becomes much easier to let it go. And I think that's what we need to do. Once we understand the mechanism of what drives us, it's easier to interact with it and go, okay, I got it. Yeah, it's gone away now. You know, we sit there and tell ourselves all day long, don't do this, don't do that, but it happens anyway. It's too easy to just say to do something without really thinking through why it's not working, you know. And if we figure out why it doesn't work for us, I think that that's helpful. Anyway, I just wanted to say that here. I think that there are people that actually don't do that as much. You know, some people take things really hard and they wear it on their sleeves. I'm kind of that way, or at least I used to be. And those are personality things I haven't quite analyzed yet. There's other people that, I don't care. They're naturally somehow differently. Got very short memories for that. There's different people. People will tell you, let it go. Yeah, well, you know what? It doesn't work for me. I'm not the one. So, you know, you go do your thing and I'll go do my thing. But we have to figure out what we're doing. It would have been our responsibility at some point in time to know what the hell to do next time that lion comes after us. We need to figure it out. We need to put some time to it. That's what we're still doing today. And then trying to extract ourselves from it. At least that's something that makes sense to me. These are the kind of things that you just have to reason for yourself. It seems like that would explain the behavior. A lot of things. Why do we have sex drive? Yeah, we need to procreate. Why are we afraid? We need to escape danger. Why do we have joy? We live through our emotions. We know what to go do by following our emotions. However, sometimes following your joy is going to hurt somebody else. So, yeah. Okay, so what else? I guess that's all I wanted to say here on this one. I've thought through that recently because it just came up recently. I've had that happen before in life. I never give it thought. And of course, again, the only reason to is to how to manage it is you're sitting there on a day-to-day basis going, how do I be happy? And if you catch yourself when you're not happy and ask yourself why, and you start analyzing why, because you can probably make some sort of mental correction to ease that. That's why you would want to do it if you're not feeling okay. If you're feeling okay, you're not going to stop and wonder why. You're just going to go about your business. When people aren't feeling okay, often they just live through that too. So the objective here when you're not feeling okay is to be aware of that and then start making corrections. And in this case, it's what is it that drives it? And in this case, of course, it's a very natural thing. The lady was very threatening, but at the same time, for me, I realize it's something that's easy to manage. Imagine it's a lion 2 million years ago. It eats us. It kills us. It will come after us no matter what. That's incredibly important. Is that happening here? No. So what can we do? Maybe we need to go and destroy the lair of that lion before that lion comes out. Do I do that? No. So what do? I don't cross that road. That's an easy fix, but I don't have to continue in my mind going through that process because now I can categorize this in someplace different. This is not an ongoing threat. This was a one-time deal that, as intense as it may have seemed, it's done. It's done. But don't move on in life carrying this, trying to figure out what to do about that lady. Don't do that. Make sure that you've got things resolved so that you're not carrying it with you. We're not supposed to. Those things are said at some point, they just become platitudes. It's difficult to tell people that. I had somebody the other day telling me, you know what, people just live through their ego. The problem is people live through their ego. And you ask them, what does that mean? Go find that war-torn 12-year-old kid that's starving and looking for his parents' body parts and tell him his problem is his ego. God, yeah. You got to analyze stuff, figure things out. There's reasons to be hurt. And there's ways to heal. That's reality. Ignoring it doesn't make it go away. But sometimes ignoring it is the way to make life much easier to live. I get that. I'm stuck on a different path. The damned path of the seeker. All right. Hope it was helpful if you yourself find yourself going through that. Yeah, just think it through. Yep. Is it a real danger ongoing, or is it just a situation that happened? This mechanism now that's in place is the mechanism that you automatically use to resolve that. does that mechanism need to be used? Yeah, once we mentally make that connection, I think it's easier to let things go. So, okay, hope it was helpful. See you in the next video.